Hi guys, Cameron doing love, and today I'll be discussing with Avengers Age of Ultron, so let's get into it. Since today I'm wearing my Marvel shirt, and for a couple years now, I just had some thoughts about the second installment in the Avengers movie, Age of Ultron, and kind of my issues with it. I thought I'll make a video of the 3 reasons why this movie is not that great for me. You know, every time I leave the theater, I always have a positive experience with a movie, but ever since I saw Age of Ultron, I've always kind of been mixed to negative on the film. So the first issue I have is the main villain himself, Ultron. Now, James Spader plays the role of Ultron, and he's on a show called Blacklist, where I really like his character. On that show, he plays kind of this guy you don't know who to trust. Is he good? Is he bad? He's funny, but not to the cost of his character. The movie we get, Ultron, I think is just way too funny, and yeah, I believe that, James Spader can be a funny guy. There's been some great humor and stuff I've watched with him, but the humor costs Ultron his menacingness. You know, if you look like a movie like, The Avengers with Loki or The Dark Knight with Joker, their humor kind of contradicts the evil things they do. It makes them seem human. So when you see the Joker and Loki do these terrible things, but then they have this humor, it makes them seem human, even though they're doing monstrous traits. With Ultron, that just doesn't come off to me working well. If you want to do him menacing, I think that's a great way, but if my kind of idea would be is that you open up the movie with Banner and Tony have already created Ultron, and you maybe have a fight with Ultron, fighting besides the Avengers, and then he kind of learns about them and maybe some of the miscauses they've had, and he slowly turns evil. I think that would have been a lot better. I think Spader can do really good in the role. I don't think he's miscast. I just think he's really misused. The second issue we have is the new characters. Well, most of them. I really actually do like Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch. I think her powers are pretty neat, and I like that scene where Hawkeye gives her that pep talk about being a hero. That felt like a Marvel Avengers style scene to me. However, the other 2 characters I have major issues with, especially Quicksilver. For me, Aaron Taylor-Johnson is part to blame here. I just don't think he has that energy you need for a Quicksilver type of role. He's supposed to be this fast-moving character, but I feel like sometimes he's a bit too slow with the way he moves. And I think that in this movie we should have had a cool scene. But you might be saying, Tam, man, how do we do a cool Quicksilver scene with, X-Men Days of Future Past? I think what you do is, for the cool Quicksilver scene, we're maybe in a building that's falling, and we go to the point of view of a person, a civilian, in said building, and we maybe see Quicksilver run around. So the person just see like these blue flashes or something, kind of like what they did in the Sonic movie a bit. But for me, the biggest mistake was killing off Quicksilver. His death just kind of felt meaningless. I think what you do is for me, you have him live, you build up him and Scarlet Witch's relationship being brother and sister, and then you kill him off in Civil War, which gives that movie more stakes and a bit more tragic. The character I just really not a huge fan of is Vision. I just think his creation comes out of nowhere. Oh, here's this guy who's pink and has a cape. Yeah, he looks awesome, but I just don't think he has that much to the story, and I think we just have too many characters in this film. The third point, and the final one I'm going to make here, is I don't feel like there's enough slow time in this movie. Now, don't get me wrong, I do like the action. I do think that the Iron Man Hulkbuster scene is a really great scene in this film. The opening action scene is fun, and the end battle is nice. But I also do love the slower scenes where the Avengers on the beginning of the movie having that party, and when they're at Hawkeye's family's kind of log cabin area. I think he was one of the better characters in the film. However, I just don't think we get enough time with them besides that. I don't really remember a time where Scarlet Witch had something to say to Iron Man or Cap. I don't really remember that. I think that there should have been a scene once Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver turn good, maybe come to the Avengers and they have maybe a 5-minute scene, something like that. And that's why I think ultimately Quicksilver's death feels meaningless, because he only really interacted with one person, Hawkeye, and that's about it. In this movie as well, we see that Bruce Banner and Natasha Romanoff have a romance, and I thought that could work. And they kind of have that as one of the main reasons of what happens to Hulk. Kind of that big, scene where she's trying to call him to stay, but he leaves. Again, if we had another scene with them, I think that romance could have paid off. And I just think a lot of the big moments this movie's trying to have, like, oh my goodness, look at this, all these amazing moments, it just doesn't work because I think that the middle of the film gets a bit too clogged. And I just think if we spread things out and had some slow moments, I would like this movie a lot better. Well, overall, guys, that's my thoughts. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. I think Age of Ultron's a fine movie, a 6 out of 10. It has its fun moments, but for me, it just falls flat on a lot of levels. So until then, this is Tam down low. See you guys next time. Take care, and bye-bye.